Hi, my name is Julie Howard. 32 years ago, I started my work and research in Africa in the Bai region of Somalia. There I worked with Dr. Hussein, other Somali researchers and extension agents to establish the Farming Systems program at BRADP. So much has changed about agriculture and food security in sub-Saharan Africa. So I wanted to share with you what I think are my 3 top game changers. What have been the most important things that have changed agriculture these past decades? So the first game changer I want to talk about is the role of the private sector. 30 years ago, and even 10 years ago, governments were doing a lot of functions. Everything from technology development, seed production, marketing, all of those things handled by the government. So private enterprise was something that we didn't quite trust. Both public and private sector leaders are figuring out now 30 years later, how to collaborate effectively, how to take the unique strengths of each, the government and the private sector, and apply them to the big problems that neither one of these entities can solve alone. 50 years ago, when USAID was established, about 80% of the funds that came from the US to developing countries came through official development assistance, through grants, programs. But right now, it's about 10%. So that's a big jump. The private sector flows have just expanded so much. That just gives you an indication of how important the private sector really is for all of us. The second game changer I want to talk about is the role of information and communications technology, or ICT. 30 years ago in Baidoa, there was one public telephone facility. We had to line up to make phone calls there. Now everybody has a phone in his or her pocket. And mobile phones are used for so much more than just telephone calls, for daily communication, for banking, for paying bills. And here are some examples I love to think about what is possible and what's going on right now with ICT. In West Africa, a weather forecasting company called Ignitia sends daily and seasonal forecasts to farmers through text messages. They've got over 300,000 subscribers. iCow is an app in Kenya. It's a platform, a mobile phone platform for farmers to get agricultural information. How can they improve their crop production? How can they improve their livestock production? All through SMS messages. In Ethiopia, electronic billboards across the countryside show the latest prices for coffee to make sure that farmers always know what price they should be aiming for and can't get cheated by unscrupulous people. The third, and maybe most important game changer, is youth, the role of youth. Africa has the youngest population in the world. By 2045, the youth population of 200 million in sub-Saharan Africa is going to double. This rapidly expanding youth population is both a challenge and an opportunity. The challenge for us is that formal job creation is not keeping up. 60% of Africa's unemployed are youth, and 34 countries in Africa regard unemployment as their top policy problem. 1 in 2 youths who join rebel movements in Africa cite lack of employment as their primary motivator. The food system in Africa is transforming so quickly, in Africa as well as in Asia, and this is going to provide many employment and entrepreneurship opportunities for youth. Why is the food system transforming? Well, countries, including Somalia, are urbanizing very rapidly. And incomes are rising. People are demanding different kinds of foods, no longer just cereals, but they want livestock products, they want more meat, they want dairy, they want fruit and vegetables. All of these things, somebody's got to produce these. We're seeing a rising tide of private investment. There's the private sector again, by large as well as small and medium scale investors along this whole food system. So as urbanization increases and as demand for different kinds and higher value food expands, there's a lot of opportunity for youth. Youth are one of the most important natural resources in Africa. Thank you.